Oh, I don't know if you got a loading screen. I was going to say, how much of this is actually going to show? Because if I was going to have an issue with that, I thought I was having one earlier, but it appears that I am not. Let's have a look at some opening cutscene as I turn down my speaker volume, as that is a little loud in my ears. Yes, all the way back in the first game that I still have not played yet. I bought it used and without a case, like, a while ago. Actually, wait, no, that's part of the plot of this game. Never mind. I got a little bit confused. It's been a while. I haven't played this in any real capacity, since, like, 4 or 5 years ago? Yes, back when I was first, like, trying to stream in any sense whatsoever. Long before I was even remotely serious about it. I'm still not sure that I'm serious about it now. But I did try to stream this, and I had one stream of it, and we don't need to see the attract mode. That's spoiling something pretty deep into the game, actually. And that did not go very far. Oh. Voice cutscenes.
My name's Nico. I'm a fairy from the dream world. It's somewhere between, you know, heaven and earth. Anyway, you ever heard the story of Jade, Cocoon?
Slightly creepy looking voice cutscenes.
And people live in fear of them hiding in magical protection. That age is said to have lasted a long time. Yet that entire pack of monsters is said to have been sealed in the Wormhole Forest by the brave actions of a single hunter. So, pretty amazing, huh?
That, like, static and scanline effect that you're seeing, by the way, that is not in your head. That is part of the game. It's...
But, however... let's see. The time to assemble has come again. Save the world from the beasts of darkness. This recent Help Wanted ad stirred up the public by advertising, make a quick buck and all the rank and honor you want. Come on out. Starting today, you too can be a hero. Yeah, magic and monsters. No matter how much you know about them, you still won't be popular with the girls, much less attract them. Ta-da! This is the brave hero of our story. His name is Cocoon.
He does not wear a shirt.
Normal little boy who adores the legendary Cocoon Master. You call that normal? Well, we won't worry about that now. Thus, Kahu begins his journey and heads to the temple to meet his hero. So I wonder, what will be young Kahu's fate?
Also, now that I'm actually, like, paying a little more attention to anything she says, like, wow, it's a little bit harsh. Oh, wow, what a nerd. You're never gonna have a girlfriend, her. Come on.
How do I get to be a Cocoon
Have you
master?
never met anyone on the internet?
Around
Well,
someone.
okay, saying anyone on the internet, that might be a bit of a stretch, but here we are in the main game. We've got some funny-looking masked folks in here. We've got a ceiling fan in our fantasy series. Very unusual. Let's have a bit of a look around here and see what the deal is with
How
this
do you
room.
use this thing?
You can't use it without a license.
You gotta stick your card in there first, I guess. Who are you, Birdman?
Hey, you! What's that next to you?
It's a barrel.
It's the bulletin board. First time here.
Oh.
Yep, I just got here.
It's not really an answer. I suppose not, but that is to be, I don't know, expected? Maybe not. Well, enjoy your lurk, Lampy. Have a nice lurk, yes.
Hi, what do you sell here?
This is where people swap information. You use the bulletin board to find jobs.
You mean, like, part-time jobs?
Bingo! But the best paying jobs can be pretty dangerous. One more thing. To pick up clues, keep on talking to people. Right.
Gotcha, we're gonna be talking to a lot of NPCs. That Birdman sounded a little bit like they were just wearing a mask. Or that they were pinching their nose a little too hard. Ooh, so do we walk slower with the stick? It appears only in certain directions. Maybe that's a consequence of my controller or something. I don't know. We're not drifting randomly, so that's something.
How do I become a Cocoon Master?
How do you know that's an old man?
Cocoon Master. That's a blast from the past. We're all beast hunters.
Beast Hunters? Is that a Cocoon Master? A Super Cocoon Master?
Think
Do I
of
get
it
to
more
wear
like
your
a super
mosquito
hyper
mask?
Cocoon Master. Remember that. Anyway, you got a license, kid?
A license? What's that?
Nah, I can't
Do I
drive.
gotta have one?
Of course. Go to the Jade throne room and train to get one.
Gotcha, gotta go talk to the big boss. We'll do that after we're done talking to all of these
Who are you?
goofballs.
I haven't seen you around here. Are you a rookie?
Me? I'm Kahu. Pleased to meet ya.
I'm not too sure I'm so pleased to meet you. Should I be?
Huh? Why not? Did I say something wrong?
Why should I trust you? If you want a good scoop, keep coming back to ask.
You know, I think it makes a little bit of sense with all of the voice acting being so muffled, considering half or more of the cast are in masks. Also, very timely in its own way, but we'll get to that in a moment. The rest of these areas are not going to be of a whole lot of use to us right now. There's probably some dialogue, but for the large part, we're just going to want to go all the way upstairs. I'm assuming it's upstairs that these are, like, arranged the way they are on the menu,
This
because
place is
otherwise
a
we
lot
have
smaller
no
than I
bearing
thought.
whatsoever. Up to
Son,
the throne room.
First time here.
Sir,
Calling
where's
me
the key?
son?
I want to be a Cocoon Master.
He doesn't look like the daddy type, you know?
Here.
Maybe.
Gone on a long
I mean, he's
journey,
not
leaving
bad
my
looking,
wife
but-
and I in charge of the temple.
And who are
Now,
you, my
I
friend?
alone protect the temple.
Sir, are you the legendary Cocoon Master, Levant?
Who says I am legendary? As you see, I am quite alive.
Oh, hey!
I have
It's the
forgotten
guy
how
from the
long-
first game.
Were I a normal man, should have died long ago. Please
that came out a
pardon
little
my
janky.
bad habit of talking too long. May I continue?
You are the sort of person who exposes the plot, so you have to talk too long, friend. Keep
A
going.
legendary Cocoon Master has got to be an old man, so the chosen ones don't die.
Or can't die is more like it.
And what is
The
up with
rule
your
of the
instrument?
dragon
I
god
do not
dwells
assume you
within
can
my
play every
body
note
is
on that very
protected with
easily.
Elrim, god of the forest.
My left arm is hurting just looking at that
Protecting
long
the
neck.
seal of the temple for eternity. That is my duty.
How come you got together so many Cocoon Masters? Levant, can't you just get them by yourself?
The divine beasts in the wormhole have spawned awful mutants. The Nagi people feared them, calling them the Forbidden Seas. The divine beasts evolved and adapted to the environment of the wormhole forest. We call them Koma. They are so numerous, I alone
Forget
cannot
what
handle them, so
Kolma
I
is
need
taken
your
from
help.
in terms of what mythology, but like you'll notice a
they
lot of
strong?
names that are just yanked out of every
They are
other,
violent,
every
but also
single
knowledgeable,
mythology.
Formidable foes.
So I gotta get stronger
I mean,
so I can beat him.
our hero is literally named after the Levant region
I'm gonna get
of
strong. I promise,
in the
Dad.
Middle East. The cradle of
Is
civilization.
your dad strong?
Way strong. Huge fists and a big voice, too. He always says, son, you gotta grow up and be a man.
Ah, he's Gutsman, okay.
I see. Let's start your training. What's your name?
My name's Cocoon. I want to work hard and get strong like you, Levant.
Pleased to meet you, Kahu. A present from me to you. Take it.
I'm very curious as to what that thing that's strapped to his back is. It looks like some kind of egg. Actually, it looks like one of
It is a beast amulet.
the beasts we'll be able to
Man's
control
only weapon
later
for
on.
fighting against divine beasts. It is a magic amulet made by deciphering the ancient scrolls of Gehenna. With it,
Ah, it's a snag
divine
machine.
beasts can be handled
Wait.
without using the way of divine beasts.
Cool. Can I keep this? Thanks.
First, you need to learn walking through the wormhole forest. But if you have no interest in the forest, I will not force you. Many of today's youngsters are so impatient, it's hard to teach them.
Time to go
See
logging.
the glowing gateway? That's the Kumari gate. You go in from there. Push the button in front of the gate and then you go. Come, try it.
Alright, so let's start in on our little bit of tutorial here.
What's wrong? To get to the forest, first go
Oh.
through the Kumari gate.
I wanted to
See the
save.
glowing gateway? You go in from...
Thank you, sir. Okay, I guess let's actually start our tutorial. Enough goofing off. Actually, that's not true. There is never enough goofing off. Otherwise, what would be the point of me doing a
Weird
stream?
plants all over.
This is an island in space-time, the Wormhole Forest. The divine beasts have a habit of making nests in the plants called ogre vine. Once in the forest, first look for the nests of the divine beasts.
Nests of divine beasts? Ogre vine? What's that? Are they big?
The ogre vine is quite a bit larger than the other plants in the forest. It's a big plant
Oh, that's
that
creepy.
gives off light and vibrates. Go find it. If you get lost, push the beast amulet's triangle button and call me.
It has been a while since I ever really noticed the fact that that thing just looks like a human heart.
Wow, this is huge! Could this be it? Levant, is this it?
Yes, that is an ogre vine. The divine beasts make their nests in there. Now, go on in. There are no divine beasts in this forest, so don't worry.
Are you absolutely sure of this? Well, okay. Also, nice that our amulet is like a phone, basically.
Cool. I can hear something. Like it's alive.
Of course it's alive. We're in the
It's a
male
plant,
stalk of the
silly.
wormhole plant.
Male? Is there a female one too?
Exactly. A male stalk is an ogre vine. A female stalk is a princess vine. I can tell you more about this plant if you want. How about it? Are you interested?
Yeah, go on. Let's get some more
Plants come in
backstory
pairs
here.
that make islands in the wormhole space. The male ogre vine bears spores that fertilize the female. The female princess vine receives spores from the male and bears children in the wormhole space. The children create new islands in the wormhole space and thus multiply. The princess vine roots are space-time tunnels that connect all the islands. The wormhole space has many connected islands, making a deep hierarchy of levels. The ogre vine and princess vine are the keys and doors to the islands in the wormhole space.
So, what do I do now?
Gotcha.
You sometimes find gems and herbs dropped by the divine beasts in here. These items are vital to survive in the forest, so be sure to pick them up. So go ahead and search around inside this nest hole.
Alright. What are you doing here, buddy?
If an explanation point says there's an item around. To pick up an item, press the X button.
Thank you. Ah, you're calling it an X button as opposed to the cross button. Ooh.
I got it. Huh? What's this? Some sort of weird egg?
Oh boy,
That's
is it
a
ever.
divine beast egg. The eggs you pick up are hatched in the temple.
Cool. I've never seen one. So divine beasts are hatched from eggs. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna get lots of eggs and raise divine beasts.
Even things that
Finding
look like
eggs
mammals.
is merely one means of boosting your fighting power. Our object as beast hunters is to purify dark divine beasts called Kalma. Aim for even deeper levels, so we can purify even more Kalma. To advance to the next level, you need the key. Look over there.
Above our heads.
What's
Yep.
that? Some strange balls came out.
Those are key spores. They open the buds on the princess vines as exits.
And that's
In
what'll let us
short,
proceed.
They are like keys to the next level. To
I
find
wonder
key
where that's
spores,
that's where
look
they
for
got
the
their name.
sparkling stamens. Remember this. Now go on and pick up the key spores.
I got it. Now what do I do?
Now eat it. Don't hold back. Just swallow it.
I should have brought a
What?
bottle of water.
Can you eat this thing?
Eat it, and your body gives off odors that stimulate the princess vine. Stimulated by odors, the princess vine buds open. That's how it works.
Oh,
Ugh. This looks pretty weird.
it's glowing.
Just swallow it. You'll be okay.
Beast hunters have it pretty rough.
Like this is the hardest part of anything. Come on.
Huh? Hey, something smells sweet.
Your body is giving off musk spores. Now, find the exit. Right about now, the princess vine bud should be opening. Now go outside and find the princess vine.
Yep, time to get out of here. We got an egg. And the end of this tiny little path.
See it sparkling? This is a princess vine with its bud open. You can go through here and get to the next island.
Nice and simple. Also, if I haven't mentioned, the camera controls are very simple. It's L1 to turn this way, R1 to turn this way. Press and hold both, and you lock to the rather awkward default angle. There's usually not too much to look around at in terms of anything, so the camera controls being that simplistic and bare bones is not too big of an issue, but also, you know, maybe a top-down view would be nice, right?
Huh?
Oh well, early
Where
PS2
am
game,
I?
what can you do?
You went through the wormhole tunnel in the princess vine and jumped to the next island. This is how you advance deeper into the wormhole forest. Got it.
Well, at least we didn't land on our face. Hooray, we got
Let's
more
take a break.
information.
I'll show you how to return to the temple. Press the triangle button on the beast amulet to display a menu. The menu will
Check that
have a
later.
return to temple command. Use it to get out of the forest whenever you want. Once you're back at the temple, you've passed walking through the wormhole forest. Try.
Also, because I made a joke earlier about how muffled the voice acting is, this being a early 2000s game, I appreciate that they also did the same thing for Levant by installing him into a telephone. So we open our menu, we select Go Temple, not Return to Temple, although it does say Return to the Temple up there. And away we go! Yeah, some of the text in this is a little bit on the clunky side in English. The patch that I have installed should fix
Now you
some
can
of
learn how
that.
to use divine beasts.
Some of it, anyway.
Yes! So now I can finally start raising divine beasts.
You're on
Yes,
your own
indeed,
for a
Solid
while.
Snake.
Try talking to lots of different people. Press the button on top of the transporter, then pick where you want to go. Go to Kikinak and Company for information about items picked up in the forest. The Shrine Maiden in the Room of Life will tell you about hatching eggs. After hatching your eggs, go to the arena to learn about battle formations.
How can I remember all that at once?
Eh, you'll pick it up
Anyway,
eventually, kid.
First, I gotta go hatch the egg I just picked up.
Yeah, see? Don't even need to go to the
Let's
shop.
meet back here once your arena training is finished.
Alright. So, easy. Just go straight down to the Room of Life. They basically tell you what you can do. And let's have a look at these bird folks before we do anything here. What do you got, Chief?
Divine Beast Administration. Here, I file away info on the divine beasts you find.
You speak a little too fast for your own good. Alright, so there's probably not going to be any information here whatsoever, but this is sort of our Pokedex, where we get a little bit of flavor on some of these, and some useful information occasionally. In the beast note, which we cannot view because we have no beasts whatsoever, or we can check out seed beasts, which are useful for something that we will see later. If you've played this game before, you will notice that these numbers are greatly expanded in a couple of areas, in particular here and here. Yes, this patch adds in some stuff that was not originally available in the game, so that'll be cool to explore in a little while. For now, let's check out what we have available here. And so we'll get into more of an explanation of what these do for now, but we have something that gives us a source of some bonus speed. This wind power ability, which is kind of small in terms of boosts. I think it's like only a couple of percent for either of those stats. Wisdom being, I believe, magic attack, and I think Spirit is the magic defense stat, but I would have to double check when we look at the actual stat information. Also, a sleep ability. It's all enemies. That's pretty good. So, again, that's a thing to check out later on. Down here in water, we have... Oh, this thing is setting me off a little bit. This one is infamous for being quite glitched in the original and preventing the player from getting something in the early part of the game. But it has a health drain attack, that's neat. And something to prevent critical hits. That could be quite powerful. And over here we have just a straight healing ability for the entire party, and Guts, which is a little bit jank, but sometimes you will get a chance of your beast taking a deadly hit and surviving, so that could be quite helpful. However, it is very rare and very chance-based, so don't put a whole lot of stock in it. Ooh, so this is one of the abilities that I believe was fixed, this Q-Killer ability, which gives a damage bonus against specific types of beasts. In the original game, this was extremely not working. It just did not do anything, so it was a waste of an ability slot, and kind of a waste of a merge in general. That has been fixed in this patch, to my knowledge, which is great. Although, again, I think it's only like a 50% damage bonus, and it's very situational, so maybe less great than it sounds. Over here, we've got something that'll give us some defense. Yeah, Vitality is our defense stat, and an ability to summon a protective wall. We will find out that that's actually not that good, unfortunately, but it definitely looks nice on paper. And in fire is where our just pure damage is going to be. Something that gives us a strength boost and is a physical attack, and something that does an AoE magic damage. Costs a lot of mana. That is a very unfortunate problem. You can see 30 MP used, and you will see that that ain't cheap at this point. But, again, we'd be diving in a little bit headfirst to just throw all that stuff at people.
Divine Beast best wins. No, really, you can't just spin.
Voice acting is a lot different from what I remember. And here's Monocle Buddy.
Those divine beast names you don't like into awesome ones. Zap.
No electrocution involved whatsoever. Don't worry. Alright, so this is basically our name raider. We have nobody to rename, so we'll come back to that some other time.
If you change your mind, come back anytime. It's free after all.
Just like any good name raider should be, it costs nothing. Alright, now let's move on with the plot and learning things.
Egg. What do I do now?
Well then, shall we hatch the egg?
Hopefully carefully. Alright, so that bit of dialogue did mention merging, so that's a thing that we will get into later. That's what those seed beast things are for. They are not consumed when you do a merge, but yeah, we'll talk about it more in a bit. That's how you get new skills, new abilities. Basically break your level caps. All kind of stuff. And hey, look at this adorable thing that came out of the egg. It's got very bristly ear branch things. And turns out to be quite ugly later on. Can we, like, view what this thing looks like? I don't suppose so. So this random thing, there's a bunch of different names in here. Culver is a nice name, I suppose. Infinity. We will definitely not be using it for an infinity amount of time, that is for sure. For a wide variety of reasons. Alright, buddy, you're going to be Taro for now. And we will end. And here we get a little bit of explanation about building formations, I believe. We're being informed that it has this burn hit skill that is fire element and should generally be put on the fire side. Who would have guessed? Like right there. Directly in the middle, because that will protect you. Which is a thing that we will see in a bit. Yeah, we'll get into this later, I think.
This completes your practice in hatching and arranging divine beasts.
Well, we didn't really do any
Go
arranging,
to the
but...
arena and learn the basics of how to fight battles. The divine beast hatched today is in your beast notebook, so check it out.
Alright,
Now,
well, thank you for the
give the
information, I
newborn
suppose.
a good name and take good care of it.
We've already named it, so... a little late for that. And... we go on down to the arena and see what the deal is. There's a thing over here, but we can't... I think we can look at this, but it's not useful right now.
Are you in top condition? Come on, study the basics of fighting battles with me.
I think somebody wants to hurt us. Oh, we get some fairly intense music for this.
Spin, a basic battle move. The beast amulet has 4 attack tables: red, yellow, blue, green. Pick
I hope none of you
one
are colorblind.
Colored attack tables depending on how the battle is going. Use the L1, R1 buttons to spin the formation. Go ahead, try it. First, let's go to the practice divine beast I put together. First is the attack type red, fire formation. He who masters hitting shall dominate battles. This is the basic attack. Many fire divine beasts have good hit attacks. We've got quite a lineup. How do you get a good hit? The other 3 formations serve in support roles. The yellow wind formation is for special attacks.
And also for beating the living shit out of people, but we'll see that later.
The enemy to sleep or make him suffer with poison. Use wind to put him asleep, then whack him with fire. How excellent!
You're having a little too much fun with this. Oh hey, it actually worked! Amazing! Well, then again, this battle is scripted. So, while an enemy is asleep, you get a guaranteed critical hit if you use a physical attack.
Watch out.
But of course, they wake up immediately afterwards.
Hit attacks. Protect him.
And we're going to see, yeah, our wind type takes a lot of damage because of having just garbage defense stats.
Rely on the recovery type blue water formation.
We are probably not going to use a ton of wind types in this game, I don't think.
Call out a water divine beast.
You will see that we will be able to give other types skills of different elements, and that will be important for those corner spots
Water divine beasts resist
that you can
special
see
attacks.
on the...
So, if you're
Yeah.
suffering from special Best of all is the Green Earth Formation, which specializes in defense. Against an enemy with strong hit attacks, use Earth Beasts to boost your defense, or you won't get a chance to counterattack.
And yeah. Unfortunately, that barrier is not very good.
You can defend against enemy attacks and get counterattack chances. But they are vulnerable to special attacks from wind divine beasts, so look out. Pay close attention to the various elements and how they will help you in battle. Lesson 2. Defeat the enemy master. Defeat the master in the center of the enemies to win the battle.
This is important only against other Pokemon trainers, by the way.
So keep a divine beast in front of the master for defense in a beast amulet battle.
Oh, we don't get to test that out. Okay. So...
That's all I've got. So, you want to try using a divine beast?
Alright. So here we go. This is where we can get a little bit of tutorial in. And I think we've got the basics down pat pretty much here. So I'm going to just skip ahead.
To help you on your trip, I'll give you one divine beast.
Hey, we get a bonus party member for free. Very, very nice. So, in this case, I am actually going to take the... I'm actually going to stress for a second here, because while I can go get others without too much difficulty, they do give you a 100 yen stipend. The currency is yen, not yen. You can go buy one egg with that, but we're allowed a maximum of 2 party members at the moment. And so we kind of have to choose what would be best here. And I think that it's going to end up being the water type. Just because healing is always nice.
You're worried, but it's a good choice.
Having a healing ability is always great.
This ends your battle practice session. Try assembling different formations. Try raising them too. You might raise a powerful divine beast. It's all up to how you fight. Now, go to the Jade throne room for the final test. Good luck.
Alright, let me get a party member.
Hey there, young man. You were just talking to Moo. Come over here.
It's a pretty cool looking mask, I gotta admit.
Now, aren't you cute? Say, young man.
Oh, I can actually tell now that it's like a fish sideways. I was not 100% sure. Look at the leaves, though. But there's some nice leaves, I gotta admit.
You, maybe?
Really? You really think so? Beauty can be such a curse.
Oh, calm down, Pegasus.
Since you were honest, let me tell you something. Young man, you want to power up that beast amulet you're wearing?
Wow, can you do that? How do you do it?
And he's gonna tell us how to expand our party.
Win and pass the test to power up your beast amulet. This beast amulet power-up lets you use more and more divine beasts in your beast amulet. It also gives you more and more shields to protect you.
Wow.
And then we
So
can
I
take
should keep taking
more
the
hits
advancement
before
test
we
to get
die.
stronger, right?
That's right.
Up to 5.
But not everyone can take the test anytime. Beast hunters have something called their reputation. It's the mark of just how credible they are among the beast hunters. You must have a certain level of reputation in order to take the advancement tests.
Whoa, you gotta take all these tests and stuff? Sounds like school.
Don't sulk like that. It ruins your cute face. But the advancement test and reputation are important. So remember this. To get stronger, raise your reputation and take advancement tests. Got it?
Nice and simple. Let's have a look at this board in the back,
Hey, miss, what's this?
if it'll let us.
A list of the beast hunters registered at the temple.
So I can get my name up here too?
Sure, but you have to get a license first.
Oh, we can't see that yet. Darn. Dang. Heck. Well, back to the throne room for more tutorial. Hey, buddy.
Come on, I passed my beast amulet training.
Good job. Now is the final test. Try an actual fight. Use your training and experience to escape from the wormhole forest.
He's gonna throw us in the hole.
Has divine beasts, so touching them will start a battle. An instructor disguised as a Kalma is waiting in some nest hole in the forest.
How will we
Battle
know what that
instructor
looks like?
And get the key spore from that nest hole. Get through the exit princess fight, and you pass the test.
If I lose in battle in the forest, what happens?
You're dead,
If
Burns.
that happens, I guess you're divine beast food.
Thanks. Thanks, buddy.
Really?
There's an eject feature, I think.
Just joking. The beast amulet will bring you back to the
There isn't a game over,
That's
thankfully.
How it works. Most gracious, eh?
Oh, that's a relief.
Just like David
I don't
Cage
wanna
said,
get
game
double
overs are a failure of
divine
game
beasts.
design. Looks at Omicron.
However, if you lose and you come back to the temple, you forfeit all items.
Yes, that is the thing to note, and it can be a bit of a pain in the ass, is that if you
So
die,
don't
you
overdo
lose
it.
all your stuff.
Knowing when to quit is also important.
I don't think you
can
lose
use the
money
beast
at
amulet
least,
to get
but
back to the temple
if
when
you're carrying a
everyone
buttload of gems and stuff that
Now, it's
would
a good time
actually
to
be
start.
sold for money,
Go into the forest.
that can be a bit of a problem, needless to say. But for now, let us continue with that tutorial. And let's take a look at what we're dealing with around here. Anything? Is this one just completely the same? Except for no extra egg? Yeah, not a 1 in terms of wild monsters hanging out around here. This floor, however... Yeah, so you can see the cute little dragon thing there. Alright, can we sneak up on you? We probably could if we were a little better at it, but that thing is tiny. Also, good lord, we are loading fast. So, you gain more experience for your team if everybody gets to fight, which means that we are basically going to go ahead and waste a turn here by throwing out a healing spell when everybody's at full health. Give him what for? Come on. Also, yes, that is a quirk of, well, this game in general, is that wild beasts can just use regular attacks. However, you cannot do that by choice unless you run out of MP. Also, the other Beastmasters don't do that. A triangle, we got ourselves an item. Let's get a look at this. Restores 50 MP. That is way more than anybody in our party needs. Also, yes, we have a very limited inventory. Only 15 slots. There are ways to expand it later by purchasing bag upgrades, but I think the max you can have is still, like, 30. And here we go. We attacked from behind, so we get a little bit of initiative here. We get a free turn to get our heal on and to start trying to take this thing down. I believe you recover MP as you walk around on the world map, but do not hold me to that. It might be only a flat amount from leaving a fight. Oh, the enemy dropped an item. That is a very rare thing to happen. Unfortunately, the item that we got is one we already have, but still, nice. And we got a flame book. These books can be used in battle to provide various effects. 1 second. Yeah, pardon me. This one is a flat 30 damage. When you use an item in battle, you cannot spin. Any attempt to spin that you do is reset, but you still take a regular turn afterwards. So that's fairly nice of the game, all told. What's our MP looking like? 28. We didn't really get much back if we got anything. So we're going to do this again. Oh, nice crit. Unfortunately, we did not... Oh, that's unfortunately. That's unfortunately. Yes, listen to me being able to speak English very well. Unfortunately, we did not get a one-hit kill off of that crit, but you can see that critical hits are worth a pretty decent boost in damage. It's like plus 50% or something. We're actually going to use a consumable here, and that is going to probably raise the ire of at least one person. But items in this game are very easy to come by, and very few things are so valuable that you do not want to use them. And those mugworts are just flat healing items. I think 50 HP. Like, it's been a bit of a while since I've done that, but still. Alright, so this'll be our Pokemon trainer that we gotta fight.
What do you do when you use mana points and your beast's mana points goes down?
That's a problem, particularly for Naz. You mostly use items to get mana points back.
Oh, I didn't know he was in this
game. You
game.
can also recover mana points by spinning the formation and letting the beast rest and back.
Everyone else is having a hard time too.
But thinking of battle methods and formations is fun too, right? Your mana points drop as you use it, so you have to think carefully and manage.
There is also a mana recovery spell that we'll get much later in the game, and it is kind of inefficient.
So, just have fun, okay? Lose that gloomy fate.
Are we not able to fight this guy? I thought we had to fight that guy. Apparently not. We just have to... We just have these wild encounters in terms of any battles. Spin and heal, and I probably could have done that the other way around. Oh well. We're gaining a decent amount of levels, all considered. In here, there is a healing plant. These show up every once in a while, usually right before or after a boss fight, and obviously they are very handy. Because anything to fully heal your entire party, that's a lot of items you don't have to use. But for now, we go on. And I suppose this is where we get into the fight, isn't it? Yeah, see, there's an area over there that we'll move on to in a moment.
Hey,
it's Mosquito Man.
Boss.
How rude, Sonny. I may look like this, but I'm your teacher.
Teacher?
That accent, oh my god.
I get it.
Thanks,
More
game.
Training. So, do you know
Very
a lot
silly.
about the forest?
Of course. You know all about beast hunters? That is the object of the beast hunters.
It's actually to wear cool
yeah,
masks,
I
but
learned that. It's to purify Kalma.
My. Very good, Sonny. You're studying hard.
Teach, one question. Are the Kalma different from other divine beasts?
Totally different, Sonny. Parasitic insects have altered their appearance.
oh boy.
Altered? To what?
To humans. Humans! Isn't that awful? What's worse is that they are recently mimicking the beast hunters.
Mimicking? What's that?
You know what
It
that
means
is, come on.
they look like beast hunters.
So, how can you tell the difference?
If you meet someone in the forest, first try talking to them. They may look like people, but the scum can't talk. You'll quickly find out. Now, enough study. Let's get on with the contest.
All right, let's go.
That's right, Sonny. I am the teacher after all.
Oh, he looked like he was about to fall over. So, a thing
Here
that...
goes, Teach.
All right.
No, dialogue.
Playing for keeps.
So, a thing that Masked Man didn't tell us is that when we fight these Kalma enemies, we will be able to recognize them by the fact that the ogre vines that will be inside will be very small, compared to regular people being in there. Also, despite the text saying defense parameter went up multiple times in a row, the enemy is not gaining more defense. It is a defense buff that is flat and lasts for 3 turns. Which means that after this, he's going to rotate. But he's definitely going to rotate now because it would obviously be quite stupid to leave a completely empty side up if possible. Or if it's possible to not do that, rather. Blah. Alright. His goose is cooked.
Ouch!
He just surrenders.
You do pretty good, Sonny.
He's not even gonna try to drain our mana by making us slap him until he's dead. Okay. And we gained a level for only one of our beasts.
Pretty strong yourself, Teach.
Hey, wait, gosh.
Oh.
Look, see that?
Hey, that's a key spore. So, I passed the test here?
Don't let your guard down till you're out of the princess vine, Sonny. Pay close attention to the condition of your divine beasts.
I think we're probably fine, but you know, that was the boss. There's only so much left in this area, right? Oh, music changed. Also, so did the lighting. Yep, here comes some more plot.
I've got a bad feeling. Wonder if something's still here.
Book it, Sonny.
Cool. But what is this?
Also, I like how cool is always capitalized regardless of tone.
Hey, this must be an egg of a rare divine beast.
I would suggest not doing that. Hey, no subtitles for asking what's happening. Oh no.
Where am I? Still conscious, huh? I guess it doesn't work so well on humans. What? Another me? Who are you?
Oh boy, it's the early 2000s, so there has to be an evil twin.
You're gonna turn into me. What? Hey, imposter! Try making sense. Shut up! All you gotta do is hand over your body.
Alright, so here comes a fight that we have to lose, so...
I can feel the darkness in you.
We are, in fact, going to just stay over here, because that'll be the fastest way to roll over. Yeah, see, and to make matters worse, he's going to be using a health draining thing that steals enough health from us that we wouldn't be able to outdamage him anyway, so... Oh, it won't even let us just sit there and take it. I don't know if we can just give up this fast in the fight, but... Can we? No, we can attempt to escape, and that will not work. Although I think that does, you know, force a turn to go, so yeah. Good old unwinnable fights. Because those are a thing that they also throw into a lot of games.
Let's settle this. Collect the orbs, and then you.
Collect the orbs, huh? What are you talking about? Oh boy, it's an RPG with 4 elemental objects, huh? Just like every other RPG.
Are you dead?
Who? Is someone there?
Yep, I'm Nico, a bear who came from the dream world. To be exact,
So
I got
blasé
woken
about
up.
it.
How annoying. Anyway, you've got trouble. An ugly ogre is hiding in your heart.
In my heart? An ogre?
Where there's light, there's shadow. Don't touch a fairy cocoon. He who soils divine sleep harboring calamitous darkness. Huh? Don't you learn that from your old man now?
That's years ago,
So
jeez.
am I cursed by you?
Bingo. Are you the type to be fooled by looks? Pretty roses have thorns. Pretty cocoons have curses. Remember that.
You're from the dream world. Where is that world?
Well, between heaven and earth, or, well, how can I describe it exactly? Deep space, or maybe another world, or strange space, fantasy?
Ah, I
That
get
makes
it.
no
This is all
sense.
a dream. Maybe that light did it?
Who's gonna believe that? Just look at your rear end. What is that thing anyway? You've got quite a thing there.
Huh? What do you mean? Hmm? Yikes!
Oh, whoops. Good work in timing the dialogue there, buddies.
This is how Kahu and I met. He who soils divine sleep, harboring calamitous darkness. Poor Kahu's heart was shared by another violent Kahu. A heart divided into light and shadow cannot be one or the other. Only the strong survive, and this is the law of the wild. Humans, beasts of knowledge, imperfect creatures who know too much. This world you see is full of traps that test humans like Kahu. Kahu touched my cocoon, but this too was one of those traps. I was summoned from the dream world to take the role of leading these imperfect beasts and determining their fate. Not what you'd call a dream job, huh? Even chance meetings are the result of inescapable karma. Even so, that's a really ugly tale. Oh well, what you gonna do?
Wow, thanks.
There's another Kahu inside of you, Kahu. So Kalma has become a human parasite.
Oh, that
Sir,
didn't sound great.
What do we do? This guy is a horrible demon.
That's mean. I'm still in my right mind.
You sure about that?
This is real trouble. If we just leave you like this, you'll become Kalma.
No! You're joking, right? Can't you fix it?
We're going to have to perform
Only
surgery.
way to do it is to pull Kalma out of you and have a contest.
Pull him out? That guy? How? He's inside me, right?
Dark summoning. There's one way. If only we had the forest orbs.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to go pretty deep into... Well, you see,
The chosen one passed the
although I
forced
suppose in this
ordeal and
specific
was
case, could be a lot of
Fire,
things.
wind, water, earth. Together, the four orbs will open the door of space-time. If I play the Dark Lute at that time, I may be able to call the Kalma out of Kahu.
How do you
So
know
if
this?
I collect those orbs, we can defeat that guy?
It's not so easy. Only the chosen one can get them, right?
It may be possible if one has the power to get deep into the four forests.
At this rate, I'll no longer be me. Levant, I'll do it.
We just have to become
Well
so
then,
strong that we can
I'll give you a license and open
destroy
command
everything,
gate.
I guess.
I too
Sheesh.
shall practice on this dark lute from this day forward. After all, this is the only means of handling darkness.
Good timing, anyway. I was getting bored in the other world. You're
Yeah,
so
good for
lucky
you.
to have someone like me who knows so much about divine beasts.
You're so full of yourself, as if you care. Anyway, let's
I mean,
do it.
honestly, he's got a point.
Miss Fairy?
Oh gosh, I'm your friend now. Call me Nico.
Whatever. Weird fairy.
He doesn't like acknowledging that it has a name. I will be back in just a moment. All right, everybody. Sorry about that hold up. Let's do our thing now. We've got a license, so we can do stuff of various kinds. A lot of things that we couldn't do earlier. We are going to go down to this place, and we're going to talk to the big guy here. What do you got for us?
Hey, promising rookie. Training hard, making it big.
Hey, Kahoo, who is this guy? Do you know him?
Well, you must be. A Fairloo, right? I thought they were extinct.
Do you know Nico?
Fairloo, the dream fairies. They who sully sleep, harboring black darkness.
Now I get it. She said the forest orbs are needed to break the curse.
That was almost helpful. What have we got here in the shop?
I'll take it off your hands.
What's available for us? Buy items, a bunch of the usual stuff. These are, with the exception of this one fire element beast, all the same things that we saw earlier. We're gonna pick that up because of reasons that I will explain in a moment. And let's sell a little bit of our excess here. Don't really need the fire book.
Find something good in the forest and I'll give you a good price for it.
And
Be
excuse me?
No worries. Yeah, really.
Over here with the more shrill-voiced Birdman, Sokoban the Warehouse Man. Yes, I get it. Yeah, so that's where we can store items for our when our inventory gets way too full, which is going to be a continuous issue. You saw 500 is how much we need to get that pouch in order to upgrade the size of our inventory. Ooh, look at all the people in here. Let's have a quick look at the jobs board and see if we can do anything. Alright, so there's a bunch of this stuff. If we fulfill these jobs, we get various rewards, including reputation bonuses based on how long we took. We get money, sometimes we get items, all kind of useful stuff. So let's take a look at our available things we can take here. A poison book. We can get that in the Wind Forest, I believe, for 150. Sleep Spore. A 300. I think that is available also in the Wind Forest. And this other job definitely is sending us to the Wind Forest. So that's a bit of, well, we have a bit of a destination in mind here. This will expand the shop, and I think this will give us the most reputation, which is going to be very important. We want to try and get that pretty high as soon as possible. And yeah, see, the guy explained the basics, but I explained it already too. And what have we got for all of our masked fellas here?
What? What are you doing? Are you a beast hunter too? Can you do it? Huh? Hey, really? Can you handle tough guy beast hunter work?
Hey, what of it? I'm a man too. I can do it.
A man? More like a brat. You may have a tail, but how about hair? Huh? Hair?
You just shut up.
I mean, he's got
Silly
hair.
Larry. You're so
On his head, at least.
stupid.
Whether brat or girl, battles need sense, right? Am I right? You devotedly search the forest for calmer, cruel, stoic. So, now are you listening? In the forest, you need items. Be prepared, okay? If you lose in the forest, all your items are gone. Gone. Nothing. All the items
Been over
and
that
eggs you
before.
found in the forest are gone in the wormhole. So, if you're in trouble, get back to the temple ASAP.
Indeed. And how about Fish
What's
Facer?
that? What a weird tale. That's your taste? Are you ill? I see. It's a costume, right?
I can't stand it. I guess everyone notices this tail.
Oh, does
I
it
mean,
bother
it
you?
probably makes
But if
sitting
you look
down a bit of a
close,
weird thing.
It is pretty cute.
Huh? You think so? You really think so?
Sure, it's lovely. The more you look at it, the cuter it gets.
Miss, you're being nice, but this idiot is so easily flattered.
What's wrong with that? When times are tough, you just gotta laugh.
We've talked to one of you folks before.
Looking at the bulletin board, one job wanted me to find a notebook. Do people usually take notebooks into the forest? Well, the reward's a rare item, so I took the job.
Well, I mean, if they're studying, maybe so. Who knows?
Haven't seen you around here before. You were a beast hunter?
You bet. I'm gonna train real hard and get real strong.
Well, I recommend the Earth Forest for training. It's tough enough.
What about divine beasts in other forests? How about their habits?
Fire forest beasts have a strong style in knockdown, drag-out fights. Can't beat our defense. Wind forest beasts are mostly technicians. They've got a bad attitude with annoying attacks. Water forest beasts are mostly the recovery type. Get a lot of long, drawn-out battles. Depends on your attack style, but you can try them all to find what you like.
That's actually quite useful advice. There is only so much discussion in this game in terms of what is good against what. Taking an earth beast to the water forest is a good way for a fight to take forever, because earth beasts don't tend to have attacks as their main spell. And when they do, they have very average attacking stats most of the time. So you end up against enemies that can't pierce your defenses while you have no real chance to actually attempt to attack them until you run out of mana, and then you're doing just scratch damage that they can heal off anyway. So let's go ahead and hatch this egg. Oh, I'm seeing a little bit of, like, right up around the edges over here on the... Oh, no, you can't see my mouse cursor. But in the top left and right corner, you can see that there was a little bit of funkiness going on there. It has the ability MP recovery. Oh, shit, that's nice. Well, you are going to be... Sloppy is more in line with its attacking style. All it does is hit people. Blaze, that ends up being very appropriate. So, our party is full, so the beast is just going to be stored. And yes, while we gain experience, our stored beasts will all gain a little bit of experience as well, so that will prove very helpful. Let's take a look here. MP recovery just says it doesn't give a whole lot of information. Excuse me, that's a shame. And yes, our stats, you can see that the main thing that our current fire beast here, Taro, has going for it is 20 speed, and that's pretty good. And this little meter in the middle will give you an idea as to whether or not you should attack with physical skills or magic. It's a rough estimate. And of course, you can just look at the stats too. You can see that our strength is slightly higher than our wisdom there. Meanwhile, if we tab over to our new acquisition, look at this difference in strength versus wisdom. Also, 23 strength. That's pretty good. And it's also got quite solid physical defense. I like this. I am looking forward to getting that into our party. But I think that I'm going to leave it in storage for a little while.
Thank you for coming. May the children of the wood be blessed by Elrim.
And let us also take a bit of a look around at everything else here. Alright, so what's going on over here in this list? We can see the list of current opponents in free combat. That is not very helpful, except to tell us if we've cleared a certain level. Each level corresponds to a number of beasts you're allotted. We can get a little bit of money from winning those fights in addition to reputation.
Welcome. How are you doing? Did you bring some strong divine beasts?
Well, we're using the same things that we had before, so not so much. Advancement tests. What do we need in order to do this? Can you tell us our requirements? Oh, we can just take it now. I don't think I'm going to do that just yet, though. This Beast Hunter War option is where you choose a rank to, or a level with a number of beasts on it to go up against. We're going to go up against our first level 2 opponent here, because I think we can take this. Actually, this layout has me a little bit nervous that's not going to be such a thing, but the small amount of money that we get from that does also kind of make me think that maybe this is supposed to be something that we can take at this point. Okay, at least we go second. Unfortunately, you can see that our healer is not exactly possessed of a large amount of defense. I think we're boned, actually, looking at where this is going. Don't die. Oh, we're getting a little close there. So did we run into a speed tie here or something? Okay, just hold on. Yes. We should have this now because they're out of mana. And with this guy being unable to spin in any meaningful manner, we can walk this back slowly but surely. Or not. We can walk into the speed tie issue and... That's a shame. We almost had that, though. Unfortunately, there's that issue with the... Like, is that a... Or did we run out of mana to heal with? I don't think we did. I think we were still okay. Because you will notice... Or I will explain to you that you will notice that beasts with spells will go first, relatively speaking. Of course, each side will either go first as one or go second as one, depending on the speed of each party. Here we are in the Wind Forest. You can see we got a bit of a yellow haze going on here, and everything is very yellow, and just in general, things are a lot different from the last place we were. We were being chased by this angry grasshopper, which has run out of energy and is now just going to sit there. Alright, can you turn around, please? Weird bird thing with the giant claws. I'd like to try and... You're not going to turn around. I wanted to sneak up on the grasshopper. I mean, this is not a hard enemy. It's going to hit decently hard because you can see it's using a D rank skill compared to our E rank, but it is made of, well, something very fragile, that's for sure. So yeah, we must have been running into some sort of a speed tie in that last fight, and that makes me very sad, because, like, that's it? It was just down to luck that we lost? That sucks. That never feels good. Get off our butt. There we go. There's enough wiggle room now. Let's take a peek around. Alright, we got a flawed stone. We can sell that for 25. And in fact, we are going to do that in a little bit. Yes, hello. The other one should have turned around by now. Or is this going to keep going that way? Well, free initiative. Nope. The angle of having to walk into an enemy in order to get initiative is often very, very clunky, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's a little bit precise, and if you don't ram into them head-on, you will not get your first strike. Which, I mean, fair enough, I get it, but also, it still sucks. And also, while we're definitely facing mostly enemies that are pretty slow moving around here, some of them get very fast on the overworld, which can be quite a problem.
You're an Alco fan, right? Is the Alco magic awesome?
Don't be stupid. The divine beasts that are good at magic are Naz and Alcos. But I'd rather use Alcos. They can use lots of magic, and their base attacks are tricky. If you don't know which beast to put in formation, use an Alco, and you won't regret it.
But
As long as
Alcos
they don't get hit.
have much health points, right? I'm worried about defense.
Don't be ridiculous. They're so fast, they avoid attacks so they don't get hit.
That's a little dicey,
Maybe it'll
but
work, maybe it won't.
if you say so, Chief. I accidentally clicked out of the window. We got an HP backbook for that. Nice. Take a free healing item in battle. That could be quite helpful if we're in a slightly long fight.
Notebook.
Oh, hey, is that the guy from the quest that was mentioned earlier?
Gone. Nowhere to be found. Oh, the results of my years of research, all gone.
Is it the thing strapped to your arm, sir?
It is more important than my life itself. My notebook.
Sir!
Where has it gone, my notebook?
I really like the character designs in this game. I just want to point that out real quick.
Oh, yes.
Because I haven't really had a chance to say it, but here's Dr. Gill, and he's got a lovely character design.
So absent-minded.
The character designs for this game, I believe, were done by somebody from Studio Ghibli. I could be wrong about that.
In spite of my looks, I am a scholar. I am studying the wind orb.
Wait a second, does he have two monocles on one eye, I've just noticed? Or is that just perspective? I think they're supposed to be like little tiny spectacles, but
You too?
it looks in that portrait like two monocles on one eye.
That behind you, is that a tail?
That is very hard to see in
Sorta just...
the portrait, or the model.
Would you mind letting me do some research on it?
Yeah, he definitely has a double monocle going on for, I guess for like being able to zoom in.
Who's searching for the orb in order to get rid of this tail?
Get rid of it? What a waste.
I mean, we could just saw it off and give it to him, so.
No, a heritage of humanity.
Anyway,
What a weirdo.
it gets in the way when I try to sit down.
I think I mentioned that earlier too.
What
Yeah,
a
that.
waste. Then I shall find the orb first.
Huh?
Oh, come on, dude.
We must not let you get rid of your tail.
Sir, you don't know the
Shall
whole story
accomplish
here.
both
This
my
is.
studies of the orb and my studies of your tail.
I'd give it to you if I could.
Again, we should just get to surgery. Come on. You can get this kid killed.
I don't know why, but there are people who are very scholarly and want to put values on things. According to Dr. Gill, forest researcher, Kahoo is a heritage of humanity. But he's really just a little brat. With the sudden declaration of rivalry from the good doctor, they enter a competition for the orb. But I imagine he's a good man at heart, but essentially he's a forest fanatic. Will this match be an easy victory?
Well, this has happened. I think we should just accept this and move on. There's our way out, but we still have a little more to explore around here, do we not? Yes, we do. Can we get... Oh, we get a free egg. Nice. I mean, it's not free. We still have to beat this fight, which is a little harder than what we've seen so far. As we're going to be dealing with two enemies dropping Dark Shot on us. And we do not have a ton of mana available. Nor exactly a ton of HP, so I'm pushing it a little bit with this, but... There we go. All right, let's get a heal. So while this fight right now is higher spec basically than any of the other random encounters we get, later on, fights for eggs are going to actually prove to be very, very easy by comparison to the wandering encounters. Well, okay, very, very easy might be a bit of a stretch, but they're certainly going to have less HP to deal with, basically. Also, wow, you finally landed a blind on me. That's amazing. That is the first time we've seen that attack go like 5-6 times this entire time we've been down here. And it has only once managed to land a status effect on us. There we go, we can see again. The status effect abilities are more likely to land status effects, and they will land more potent versions of those status effects as they increase in rank. So, for example, there's an E-rank version there called Dark Hit, which will be on this beast. We'll see that when we hatch it, because we'll hatch it to have it for adding to our party purposes. And that has almost no chance of landing a blind, and it doesn't really reduce accuracy very much at all. Dark Shot does more, and then there's 2 higher levels, I believe, which are Dark Attack and Dark Crash. And those are increasingly likely to blind the target, and it will have a much more profound effect each time. With each rank. So a lot of the lower level wind moves as a result are kind of low on the totem pole in terms of usefulness. I just see something pass through the room. Whatever. So here we are. This is going to be a Kalma fight because you can see this is a nice tiny little ogre vine, and we've got just a dude standing here. And yeah, this guy doesn't even try to talk at us and just makes a bunch of funky noises. Later on, they'll start screaming like actual words at us, and it'll get really creepy. To a point where pretty deep in, we have actual conversations with them, which is really disturbing. And yeah, you can see that the Kalma versions of these beasts are, well, in this case, larger. They tend to look more like misshapen at higher levels, but also that much darker color palette is a thing to take note of. But we're at a point where these are pretty easy, so let me just get that and I'll be on my way. Thanks, Chief. Mirror levels. And yes, if we missed it earlier, the grasshopper is named Kilgilth. And we got a cocoon for it, so we can teach any of our beasts that Malthus ability as long as we have the money to pay for it. Which, you know, that won't be an issue sooner or later. And once we meet the condition of the beast hitting level 15, I believe, is the minimum. And the max level that any beast can be at is 20. So, we'll get into more depth about that once we get to actually doing that. But, yeah, that's the basics for now. We have a ways to go until we worry about that, basically. We'll get to it sometime today, but it's going to take a bit. Also, I like this goofy-looking little helicopter plane thing. It's adorable. Helicopter plane piranha fish thing. Nice. So, when that guard message comes up That's not a signification of immunity, but it definitely shows that you have pretty solid defense against the status effect. And hey, finally, this thing landed a sleep effect. And we're going to be sitting here for a few turns while it runs itself out of mana. And we take a critical hit worth 8 damage. Meh. For a regular hit that's worth 6. And there we go. We have destroyed it. And we pick up an Alco Scat. Yeah, that is not even unfortunately named. You can tell by the model that's just a piece of bird shit. I hope we've got like a plastic bag or something to handle that with. Oop. Old grasshopper manufacturer over here is been lying in wait. We're gonna take a free fight here. Yay! One hit. We didn't even get a chance to bring out the healer to gain some EXP. That might be a bit of an issue. Alright, so we've got the warehouse man here. This is a good thing to have show up in some of these locations. I don't want to say show up randomly because that's not true. There is no random number generation whatsoever in this in terms of when it comes to maps. These maps are all predetermined. I know that they kind of have a look like it would be a little bit on the roguelike end of things in that regard, but no, it is all completely pre-designed maps. And to be fair, I didn't realize that at first until I played this game for a little while. Ouch, that was rude. Much better, in terms of EXP distribution anyway.
Well, would you care for a battle, Squeak?
Oh wow, this person is in a very silly mask. Let's do this.
Yeah, sounds good. I welcome a battle against a Mao Beast Hunter.
You serious? You might be crying later. Well, here goes.
Oh, we should probably have restored our MP, but let's do it anyway.
All right.
Oh, this looks like it could be a pretty tough fight.
So, let's go. You prepared?
You've only got 2 dudes. Gonna use our basic attack here. We should have kept our fire book actually, because that would really help out here. Ooh, I am not a big fan of this setup. So first of all, that enemy is named Hee-Haw of all things. Second of all, it has an attack that every time it uses it, it gets stronger. So, thankfully, the other team is like out of mana already, so that is less of an issue than it looks like, but still, not the nicest thing in the world. They also don't have a ton of HP, and they're even the guy with the defense spell is out of mana. That's gonna make things a little easier. So we can actually just sit here for a bit, and in fact, I very well might do that. And just grind this out slowly and use that HP backbook if I need to. I mean, that's money that I'm basically throwing away, sure, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Alright, aim for the middle. Yes! Perfect!
I'm so dejected. I lost.
You can see that you can't really control your beasts too well, which is kind of a pain. And a lot of them all have personality, which determines how they will target enemies. So,
good match. So here is your reward.
So, yeah, that can make things a little bit painful, I guess. All right, so
collect lots of them, and something good might happen. I'll see you again.
Squeak indeed. Hello there, Calamitish. Am I reading the name correctly? I believe I am, but I didn't have my chat up there. There we go, yeah. Calamitish, hello. How are you? I am glad to see another viewer in here. It's been a little quiet today, as you can tell. That's alright. So, medals. We didn't really get a chance to explain that too well, although it was alluded to. So there's going to be a slot for each of the, 10 different, sort of genuses of beasts, each of those little subtypes. And there are 8 medals available for each of those. At 2, we get a rare egg for that type. At 4, once again, we get another rare egg. At 6, we get some sort of really rare item, if I recall correctly. And 8, we unlock an extra battle somewhere. Yeah, that's just sort of the... I'm going through this a little bit in the shorthand version of it. You haven't seen this game in years, though. I'm catching back up to that. I haven't played this in quite a while, but I did complete the original version of this, as you can tell from the stream title, assuming I put it in there, which I think I did. I am using the Complete Edition patch, which is something that I've known about for quite a while, but which I never actually got around to playing, just by virtue of the fact that, well, I haven't really trusted a PC in terms of being able to emulate PS2 very well for a while, but I'm on a much more trustworthy machine, and I actually remembered to get hold of this once again. Yeah, there were quite a few issues with the original, which is quite unfortunate, but I do love it quite a lot, so I'm sure that I will enjoy this patched version, and I will probably end up considering this the best way to play it. Although, sadly, that does mean that I would have to get my PS2 modded if I wanted to play it on original hardware. Oh well, these things are always kind of a messy proposition, I suppose. So let us go and hand in our first quest.
You know, we finished the job we took, but how do we report back?
Report now, and...
Good job! You're not done yet, right?
No, I just
finished it right
I actually
now.
finished a little bit ago, didn't I?
Seriously? You are a pro. When you do it, you do it.
We gotta get what's coming, though.
Of course. There's a reward. Thank you. How about the next job?
And we won't get to that for a little bit, kid. And we got our 3, I believe, flame books there. Those are... Yeah, those are the ones that we saw earlier. 30 damage a pop. I'm actually going to keep those for a bit, because that could be pretty helpful, and they don't sell for a ton. Oh yeah, the birds definitely have some harsh voices. They definitely, all the birdmen sound like they've been smoking 8 packs a day for the last 20 years, pretty much. 3 flawed stones for 3 HP back books. That's not a great trade. Poison book. We will take this job because we're going to be hanging out in the Wind Forest for a little bit. Again, it's easy experience with our current setup. It's easy fights. We get we'll get some more items. We want to, yeah. Words. I'm a terrible streamer. I don't know how to speak properly.
Find something good.
So this is a big reason why we were not interested in doing that quest for picking up the flawed stones, because they sell for a good chunk of cash. And we are saving up toward that pouch because, yeah, going up to a 20 size inventory from 15, that's quite nice. But 500 is a bit of an ask. At least at the moment. We'll get there, though. We'll get to a point where we can get that in single items, pretty much.
Hey, I did it! Look! I caught a coma!
Good
With
job.
our Pokeball. Wait.
Well then, come this way.
Okay, so our reward for this is Only a little bit, but again, early days, so what do you expect, right? Hand it over, and we get 50 yen and 5 reputation. I think it is a general thing where you get half of the merge fee and 1/10 of that as reputation points. I believe that holds true throughout the entire game, but again, it's been quite a while since I've played this, so that might not bear out. Hatching eggs is always free, though, so we're going to have a little bit of backup in our... a couple of reserves, you know? And no special abilities here, and as I mentioned much earlier in the stream, we've got Dark Hit as an ability. Oh, I am definitely going to be storing up quite a few of our extra eggs once I get a decent start, I feel, in terms of number of party members here. I.e. to a point where I'd be like, okay, I can do some nice... I can load up my party once I get it bigger. I will definitely be storing a lot of our extra eggs here. Alright, so you can see this one we picked up earlier, only level 4, so not really the amount of experience. I think, if I recall correctly, it's actually the amount that a beast in your party gets if it doesn't act. So don't take my word for that, though, because again, it has been a while since I've played this. Item merging, I will try to explain that in a little more depth in the future. Probably not as soon as we see a merging plant, because I will not be able to demonstrate it very well how the leveling works for the items and stuff. So, well, I guess I'll decide how much I say when I actually get to one. Hopefully I don't just forget for the entire game. That would be a problem. So all of the items in any of these ogre vines that had items or might have had items are going to regenerate. A seeing book that will remove blindness. That could be kind of handy in this area because you've seen we've got a lot of enemies that can attempt to blind us anyway.
What's that huge backpack you carry? I keep wondering.
Well, it seems to have a very large rolled up piece of parchment.
Like
I have many things needed for my research, but what can I say?
what can you say? What is it? What?
A pillow. I cannot do good research without it.
Well, I mean, your ass would get numb on hard ground.
How
So.
do you use that in your orb research?
Why, I put my head on it. I just cannot get a good rest without my pillow.
Yeah, fair enough.
Still, there's no need to take everything into the forest.
I may
Sure
need
about
to
that.
get into the habit of spending the night in the forest.
Hey, that's an on-theme item to receive there. The Sleepy Book, that's just gonna... That would just put the enemies to sleep, which is a pretty useful thing to be able to just call on at any given point. Because as you can tell, we don't have any wind element members of our party. We did get a wind beast earlier, and it is sitting in the kennel gaining experience whenever we get into a fight. I didn't even see anything there to get into a battle with, so that's unfortunate. Nothing in here. I think that's where we fought old Mr. Grasshopper earlier. So I guess that stands to reason. A little bit of mana recovery. See, it could be useful against this enemy, but we probably will not have to worry about that. Yep. Let's let everybody get a chance here, but... yeah, these These fights are definitely quite easy for us. As you can tell, one of the big weaknesses of Wind Beasts in general is poor defense. Or just low HP in general. They cannot survive too many good hits. Hey, you.
You've got a brave face. You've got spirit. Want to go at it?
Alright, let's go, buddy.
Sure, I'll take you on.
All right, let's do it. Here goes.
Also, I know I described this guy as having, like, a mosquito mask earlier, but I suppose that that's not true. It's a little more bird-ish.
That'll begin.
Ooh, you got 3. That could be a bit of a tough fight. Yeah, especially with that going on. But we managed to do some damage. It looks like this guy's third member is water element, so he might have a decent healer on there, which could cause us some issues. Oh no, it's just using Power Snatch, okay. For a second I thought it was green, which will tell you about the lighting here. Ooh, very nice. I'm glad for that high speed right about now. This is another advantage of something that I tend to do in this game where early on I will try to start out getting one party member per side, because then it is noticeably harder, rather, to run into the case where you run out of MP for your entire group. Which is pretty much where Mr. Not Mosquito is going to end up. Is just basically unable to do much of anything. Oh, well. Would end up if we didn't completely thrash him for his lack of defense. Also, yes, a balanced setup, then we can have a little bit of every role. And I just think it's vital to have a healer early on.
But your guarding needs help. Anyway,
Oh, I don't know about my defense being bad, buddy. Then again, you didn't have much chance to show off any where our limits would kick in there, rather. I'm also, admittedly, the sort of person who usually just uses healing abilities on water and doesn't use any of the attack abilities. I will probably try to break out a few more of those through this playthrough, because there's some pretty interesting stuff to see there. And some of them are quite powerful. But of course, you look at, oh, it's the healing side, so it's very easy to just go, okay, let's go full on with just healing. Basically, kind of playing it like, you know, FF14 White Mage versus Astrologian or something. Yeah, King of MP damage. That is the big thing, is that water has the ability to do a lot of MP damage. And that can prove very useful. So here is our merging plant. We will have much easier access to one of these later on, i.e. like right at the beginning of a much later section of the Wind Forest. So, to do this, you put in one item. In this case, we're going to throw in a seeing book, and that will determine what type of item that we get out of this. And then we're going to throw in a different item, in this case, the sleepy book, and that roughly determines the type of power level we can get out of these. And in this case, that was a bit of a wash, but I kind of expected as much. We are not exactly getting high-value items at this point. But later on, once we have access to some much higher-tier items, we can throw in an egg, and then we can throw in... usually what I do with that is the Brilliant Gem, which is a gem that you can sell for 1,600 Yan, sooner or later, that's not going to be a big deal. It sounds like, oh, you're leaving that much on the floor. It's not that big of a deal later on, but that will usually get us a rare beast egg, which will be of a different element from what you would expect. Basically, they're palette swaps of existing beasts, but in various different elements, and a lot of them are very good. Yeah, some of the books are... Some of the easily available books are pretty good for that. The higher tier of damaging books is good. The status effect ones I would assume so as well, but I'm not very good at keeping up with those in terms of, like, naming and level and stuff.
Hey, did you find out anything about the orb?
I have looked into the literature, and major hints are not exactly coming along as I expected. But I am certainly getting closer to the orb as I get deeper in the forest.
You sure are vague.
I would
Well,
be
he just doesn't
happier
know much yet.
if you would call me active.
Give him a break. This science business takes a while. We are on that quest for a poison book, so messing around with that merge plant might be useful to try and force the issue a little bit. Okay, so I believe that this is going to be that thing that we just fought that used that Samakis skill. If I recall correctly. Wait, no, it has a chance to be something else. I think that might be on floor 4. Okay, this is the enemy that we didn't fight yet, this Spike Bee. This thing uses a poison move. Ouch! That hurt, but on the plus side, hey, an evolution. That's a thing that exists. So I didn't really explain the evolution mechanics very much because, admittedly, I don't know a ton about them except for the basics of how many stages you can get for any given beast and how to advance that more, which I will talk about in a moment. Once we're done with this rather slow-moving fight. I'm gonna have to switch that way I don't die, because that thing actually hits pretty hard. And it landed a poison. That is unfortunate. Poison is a flat amount of damage in this game, so it can get stronger than 10, but 10 is what that particular attack did. If it was using the highest tier of poison skill, it would be for 30 damage. And you can tell that that can be a little bit underwhelming. I mean, yes, it's free damage for the rest of the fight, but fixed damage poison can be a bit of a problem once HP gets high enough, because, of course, eventually it will become basically useless. So now that we've got that, I'm going to pop into the status menu real quick, and we're going to look at Guinea for a moment here, who has evolved into a Ginui. And we have this little evolution meter here up in the upper right-ish area. And you can see that it is separated into 2 areas. So every beast is allowed to get at least 1 evolution, no matter how much of that evolution meter is full. And if you have one evolution available, that usually happens in the level 9 to 12 area. It'll just sometimes happen when a battle, when you attempt to take a turn. There is probably some sort of specific numbers to it that'll determine when it happens, but I am not that level of knowledgeable about this game. So if you fill up the first section up to the slightly reddish line there, you will gain access to a second evolution, a 3rd stage, and if you fill it up all the way, you gain your 4th stage. And that affects what level you get evolutions at as well. To fill that up requires you to merge the beast over and over, and depending on what you merge it with, you will get more points in that evolution meter. I will probably be talking about that more once we get around to actual merging, which will likely happen a little bit later on. I will very, very likely be able to start doing that in this stream. Because goodness knows, this game is very, very content-packed. We are going to be at this for quite a while on Mondays. Get another bee here. I may have to get up for a minute here. In fact, I think I do. So, after I finish this battle, I will be right back. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear my dogs in the background. But they are going a little crazy, so I think somebody else may have just come home. Pick up the item. Alright. And now, I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, we are back. I'm sorry I had to go wrangle the dogs. They are an energetic little bunch. And also, there is a package here for me. That is unexpected. So I'm going to take a moment. I'm also going to apologize for all of the noise that I'm sure you're about to hear. It's like a plastic wrap kind of thing. Holy shit. I ordered this in February. It's finally here. Case is quite grimy. Wonder if I can clean that. So I'm actually going to take like 30 seconds and go look that up and drop a link to it in the chat to show you all what I just got. I mean, not the specific thing. I'd have to get out my camera and everything. I'll probably... There will be pictures on Twitter or something later, I guess. But for now, I'm sure that all of you will not mind me taking another moment or so to go and grab this. And yeah, so I bought that on Discogs back in February or something, and it took that long to get here. But it's here, and I've got a nice new thing to put up on my shelf. I actually always thought that was a VHS because of the aspect ratio of the package. It is so, like, exactly that shape. But no, it is just a CD single. Neat! Oh, that manual has seen better days. Wonder if that thing got stuck in the Suez Canal or something. Probably fell off one of the boats if that happens. Alright, let's get back to it, everybody. Sorry about the weird delays. That was pretty neat. That makes me quite happy, because I actually was thinking about that a couple of days ago. Like, it's been 2 months. I've given quite a bit of leeway here, so perhaps I should say something, and it seems that I do not have to anymore. So, hey, that's cool. Anyway, we are going to leave before we start doing anything that might lead us to fight the boss here. Just because I feel I could use a couple more levels, and it would be very nice to evolve our little fire element friendo in the front there. And let's go.
Harvest anything? Or do you need regeneration?
Let's do our turn in. Here we go. We get our 50 yen, our 5 reputation, and let's do a quick check on our backup members here. 6 and 5. So that's going to take a little while unless we get another slot sooner rather than later, which I think I'm going to actually take a quick crack at the advancement test here. I don't think I'm ready for it yet, but let's see if we can finagle this. Having a third-party member is never to be, let's never complain about expanding our team, right? Fire and Earth. That seems about right for an Ogmaster here, who is not really going to be doing any impressive amount of damage. Yeah, so I am assuming that that's going to be something that just casts, just Ramak, which is quite pointless at this juncture because I think this thing has like 2 health. The odds of us not getting the kill there, even if we were out of mana, were pretty slim. On to round 2. Let's see, we might see some evolved forms here. No, we are going to see our MP not recover. Yeah, the old unnecessary crit at the very end there. Just for a little bit of the disrespect going there. Let's go ahead and heal, because I don't think our HP recovers between rounds either. Although maybe it does. I just don't think we took very much damage that round anyway, so meh. I think this is going to be over right now because we're just going to, go straight down the middle. On to round 3. We could probably have done this a lot earlier, actually. Ooh, are we going to be facing... Oh, you've got an evolved form in front of your fire area. That would be scary if you could actually land Burn Shot, which would still be a ton of damage if so, but... Confuse. Oh, confusion sucks. As it does in every game. But, I mean, thankfully, at least this enemy does not seem to be packing supersonic type of RNG, you know? Not not until they get to be higher rank versions of the Confuse ability. But we got our third party member. That was quite easy, and I am glad for that. Yeah, definitely. The sleep, well, sleep is great because I've mentioned it earlier, but anytime you attack a sleeping target with a physical attack, that is a guaranteed critical hit. And confusion is just a mess for everybody involved, and especially if the confused targets
Thank you for coming.
is unless the confused target is pardon me, if the confused target is using something like that Solace skill that we saw one of the seeds had access to, but we have not seen in battle yet, which is damage to the entire front row. And that gets turned back at the user. That can be very painful. Is that gonna be our... That is not gonna be our poison book. Dang. Alright, so we've still got... Suda 51 Grasshopper Manufacturer over here. Let's start doing things this way, because again, we're gonna have to... this is gonna draw battles out a little bit if we want to get experience for everybody. But trust me, it will be worth it. Maybe? Oh, there we go. There's our first evolution for Taro there into, I think that thing's actual species name is like Walpon or something. Yeah, Walpon. I'll show that off in just a second, just to double check. But yeah, the our friend with the spear shovel tail back there. We didn't want to go into formation. Let's get a look. Yeah, Walpon. This... So we've got a pretty good attacker on our fire side now, for sure. A very well-rounded unit that we could have a lot of good use out of this fella. But there does remain the issue of not having a lot of great compatibility for it in terms of merges. You know, that's quite understandable. I tend to use the Garas quite a bit on the Earth side. If I'm not using just various rare beasts that have better speed to round things out a little bit. But we will see how that winds up throughout the entire...
Can I ask you something? If both sides
entire
have
playthrough.
special attacks, does the fastest one win?
Huh. Some divine beasts have resistance, but their numbers are few. But if merging is done well, resistance can be given. With resistance, fear not.
So with resistance, then there's no need for wind divine beasts?
No, they still got some good shit.
Why would that be? That doesn't make sense.
Because, crucially...
They're in the way. Their attacks are so weak and their health points are low.
One big point, their attacks aren't that weak.
Attitude when asking questions, say, yes, I see.
Oh, sorry. I was just being silly. Yes, I see.
And the other thing is that, we'll get to it in just a second.
I don't want to talk.
The bug hunters never get the time of day. A big important thing that means that is not an issue, well, aside from the fact that random enemies are not merged that heavily, is the fact that stat reduction cannot be resisted. And those abilities can eventually become incredibly powerful. I mean, sure, you will be wasting your mana a lot when you recast them over and over, but you'll still be able to have a lot of very good effects from that. What's this? It's an Awaken book. That is sadly not what we were looking for, but I'm going to get excited every time I see one of those books lying on the ground. gotta check in the back every time, too, because... Yeah, the location of the merge flowers and all of that stuff is fixed, but just in case.
Yo, Sonny, how's it going? You using Alcos?
Oh, I've got one now, buddy.
Sometimes. Hey, are those Alco divine beasts awesome?
Of course. Alcos
They go
are
very
good.
fast.
They've got speed, after all. They can also use magic. Their attacks are awesome, too. Good enough, right?
But
Very
don't
well-rounded
Alco divine
type.
beasts have pretty low health points?
You're pretty naive. You have to use your skill to build that up. There's nothing fun in combining ones that are already complete. You raise them while thinking of how best to take advantage of their characteristics.
Yeah, not much to... Everybody's out here advertising their favorites. And you know, fair enough. Alright, so here's the warehouse man again. Nothing really to worry about. We've got... We will probably be safe. We could probably go fight the boss now because we have evolved our attack... Our little attack dog, I guess, is actually true here. Merge flower. Yeah, see, the fixed location of stuff like that only helps so much if you don't remember where anything is. Oh, nice. I think we'll just end the fight here if we can. Yeah. Again, our healer gets not more experience, but it levels up faster. There is definitely a thing with differing growth rates in this game, much like, well, any of these sort of monster-oriented RPGs. Serum book, that is the opposite direction of what we're looking for here. Alright, we can just barely get behind the spike stars here. And we are gonna have to... I'm gonna keep at it like this for a moment, just to lower the amount of targets. Usually, if a beast goes after a specific target, it will continue to do so the next few times. And sure, let's throw some heal here. And yes, this is the first encounter that we get here with multiple... Well, okay. That's not counting egg-based encounters, which we fought a party with the... What was it, Cheaper and the other thing in one party. Alright, so we're going to... Should we just leave that? Do we have anybody in need of help? No. No, we don't. MP, however, is a different story. I think we'll be okay if we use one of those. Alright, pick that up. Yeah, see, it's just more of the same. Alright, back to our merge flower, which I believe was right here. And yeah, we're gonna cram a couple of our junk books in here and try to get... Oh no, we have the poison book already. The hell am I thinking then? Yeah, forget it. I must not have noticed that we got one of those earlier. Whoops!
Wow.
Oh, hey, Dr. Gill.
This is very interesting.
Dr. Gill, what are you doing?
I am observing plants. There are many unique plants in the forest.
Oh, there sure are.
Let me tell you, none of the plants around here are edible.
I am not eating them, just observing.
These plants are all over the wind forest.
I have gotten used to it, but outside the temple, there are many unusual ones.
Have you guys seen the
Plants that are
cactus in
neither
here?
pretty nor edible certainly don't excite me.
I do get excited by unusual ones, even if they are neither pretty nor edible.
I mean, there's some cactus in this forest, I believe, so I'm not completely making that up. Maybe they're only visible in the later areas where, of course, the lighting and the fog and everything will change. See, now I'm looking for the cactus. This was a mistake to even bring that up. Screw it. Let's go to the next area. I probably should have saved. I'm sure we'll be fine. Although, again, saying that, maybe not. Alright, so there's a heal. We'll leave it. We don't need that yet. Can we get you to turn around and we can ambush this thing? There we go. Okay, I was worried for a second that that was not dead on enough. It certainly looked like that could have been the problem. But hey, easy fight, easy experience. Ooh, we're getting a bit of a cutscene before this boss. I always remember these cutscenes being pretty neat. I mean, again, quite simple, even for the time, but still. They look cool. Oh boy, what is... oh, yikes. Ooh, that is a gigantic wasp. With butterfly parts for some reason. Ooh. Okay. Well, this is definitely dialed up a little bit. And it's opening with a stronger defense down ability. Yes, this is the fully evolved version, although not at this scale, of those Spike Star enemies that we saw earlier. Also, the bosses, unlike most regular beasts, will have multiple skills of the same element. And also, sometimes we'll just outright skip a turn, but it might be a bit before we see that. Memurn is this thing's name. Oh, well, we got a crit, but we didn't get the blind. But if it's just casting magic, that's fine, because magic doesn't do accuracy checks. Not in this game, anyway. So at this point, we should be clear to just keep smacking this thing in the face. Yeah, look how low it's gotten this fast. This is a very simple fight. Although, again, we're playing with fire a little bit there, but... yeah. Slightly literally in this case with the playing with fire, right? Huzzah! 500 experience for everybody. So, yeah, not a hard boss, although again, you know, first layer of the forest, some of them can get a little bit tough, and we have picked up the Wind Shelter key item. That is going to allow us to enter the next location. Yep, see, right there. Hey, it lets you warp to the next place. So... we have to go to discard to do that. We are going to toss these because I don't think any of these are worth a whole lot of money. And more importantly, we have 3 items that dropped from this boss. Sadly, these bosses don't respawn because goodness knows these are some nice items and I would love to get more of them. Generally speaking. Right, Count Sheep. That is a reusable item that casts a sleep spell, I believe. Especially judging by the name. That is a nice thing to get. Cute gem, that is worth 200 yen. And a caltrop. That is not something we're going to use for a little while, but Ups bug strengths. This increases stats on your bug type beasts. Probably speed or maybe one of the offensive stats because they are not exactly defensive powerhouses. And as you can tell by the up strengths notification, it increases what they're already good at. There are a decent number of... There's 3 types of items for each little subtype of beast there, I believe. Ooh, we get into another... Yes, buddy. That's good. This will be our second to last column of this section of the forest, I believe. The agate. And this is the thing that gives us the first level of confusion. Oh. Ouch. We hit ourselves. That's not so good. Heal, and Woody is back to normal, but I don't think we want to chance it too much with him. He's going to sit here and we're going to try to do the most damage we can. Let's see if you can get the kill. You might have a chance of going faster. You did not. That's a shame. And no evolution either. Although we might be a couple of levels early for that, so it is what it is. What can you do? 200 experience all around. Very nice. And yes, the only cocoon we are missing from this area is the Spike Star, which, unfortunately, I believe that spawns in Windbound 4 only. So you can see we didn't get it this time. We're gonna have to come back here. Darn, dang, heck, butts is what I say to that. Sometimes, when I feel like saying those words. And here we are. This is the beginning of the second section of the Wind Forest, but we are not going to hang out here very much. The enemies are all going to be breaking out sea level skills, which are probably going to really fuck us up. So we would definitely like to get something a little bit stronger in our arsenal here. But first, we go down to the lounge. And let's complete our quest.
You know, we finished the...
So you did it, really? Bravo!
Let's get what's to be gotten and scram, okay?
Hey, how unkind. You are miserable companions. Can I give you a hug? No?
No.
Just careful with the beak.
I guess not. Anyway, this is for you. Hope we can do it again.
Only 3 extra reputation, but that's okay. We got a little bit of cash out of it. Okay. Rare items wanted. What's your deal, Chief? Breakout. One's in Water Visit. That is going to be the next... that'll be the water area, right? Yeah, so we may as well take that, because we're gonna go there sooner rather than later. First, let's go over here and
Be prepared!
let's store our good items here. Those 2. And we are going to sell basically the rest of our inventory.
Find something?
We're certainly going to sell the gem. We need that many of these. We'll sell the sleepy book. Yeah, 518. We are in shape to grab our pouch. And that is used immediately. And we have an inventory size of 20 now. See, right down there. Item bag, 6 out of 20. Nice. Back to the Room of Life. Let's hand in... We'll hand in our Cocoon. I believe it was just the one that we got. Yep. And let's take a quick peek at our backup here. Blaze sitting at level 8. That's going to take a bit, but still feel like we're in pretty good shape with this all right now.
Thank you for coming.
Alright, so we're going to do one last dive of that first part of the Wind Forest, and then we're going to head into the Water Forest. And I believe what we're going to do is we're going to do that quest and pick up that item, and that is going to be the last thing that we do with today's stream. There's been a lot of little breaks in between, but yeah. We got a decent amount done for 3 hours and starting a new game, I think. An escape book, that's nice. That will let us run away from a fight for free. That's not really a thing we're going to be too concerned with most of the time, but it could come in handy later. We are going to let that grasshopper run out of energy and sneak up on it. As if the experience needs to be more free at that point. Oh, it decided not to fall asleep, I guess. Well, fall asleep. It just starts lying in wait, really. Hey, we landed a blind that is not important here. Hooray! Alright, so Woody should be able to evolve pretty soon. Oh, wow, nice. I didn't know that we could get that off of those enemies. We got a Wise Extract. This can just be used on something to get some free stats. Which means I'm probably just going to end up storing it for a little while until I decide on something to feed it to. Yeah, I would assume that there are definitely not common enough drops to make it worth farming or grinding these low-level mobs too much. Because that would just be a huge time sink for fairly little return. But still, it's nice. I did not remember that that was a thing. I do remember that some other lower level enemies can actually drop those, but I didn't remember that these guys could. So let's see if we can get... Oh, I was going to say, let's see if we can get an evolution here against... against exactly the beast that Woody is going to evolve into. But I suppose that is not to be. Well, you're actually coming in handy now, warehouse man, hanging out in the middle of the dungeon. Chance to evolve every turn, based on level. That is very possible. Again, as I said, I don't 100% know what the mechanic is, but yeah. Every turn in play based on level. Yeah. Again, I don't know 100% about the exact mechanics there because... I mean, I'm sure that I could look this up. I don't know if this is a game that is that in-depth, documented in that kind of depth. But it's possible. Oh, hey, we got another gem. I think that one is worth like 100, which is nice. We can grab one of those Earth Beast eggs, and we can have something there. Or I suppose we could attempt to merge for a different Earth Beast if we want to, but that is always going to be that could be worth doing, but who knows how long it'll take us to get those results. And that Sleep Spore, I don't know that... the quest to get that is probably long gone, but if not, that is free real estate for us. So, you know, if so, that's a good chunk of free reputation. I mean, probably also free money, but being able to expand our party, which is basically climbing over certain reputation hurdles, is a little more important, I think. Excuse me. And there we go, level 15. We can now merge that frog if we want to and get a stronger frog. Well, stronger thing that starts out as the little flying tadpole thing that evolves into the frog. Oh hey, see, that thing can actually do some damage, I guess. Otherwise, though, very unimpressive. 7 damage against my lowest defense party member with the defense down spell on. Whoops. Not selling me too much on that particular beast, although it is... It's pretty strong, actually. I think I've used it a couple of times, and it was very good at magic of all kinds. But, as I say, we will see further on in the playthrough, because I will probably be cycling through a nice chunk of different things. Also, yes, the boss does not respawn, so don't worry about that if that is a concern of any kind. Oh, hey, yeah, these things do show up in the wild around here. I feel like it's very rare. Alright, so again, we're going to try and push the issue on this evolution a little bit if possible. Oh, that hurts. However, thankfully, we are cleared of status effects when we evolve, so that's great. I mean, you can see we've got a full party of 3 stage 2. Yeah, that was very well timed. Very happy about that. That worked out just fine. What's in here? Anything? Oh yeah, that's the heal. The heal that we probably don't need, and which we would theoretically want after this encounter if we get it. Nope, it decided not to spawn. That is very, very weird. I may have to... That may be something I look up to make sure that I'm not just telling a complete lie here. I could swear that that last Kalma shows up in 1/4 of the Wind Forest, but I could be wrong. Again, it's been like 5 years since I've played this, so if I don't remember things, that is probably to be expected, honestly. Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's head to Kikinak and go. It's not time for us to turn in a quest yet.
Find something?
But let's talk to our shopkeeper and sell a few items. Just empty all of my, my recovery items. It's a little over the top, but we will get better recovery items in the Water Forest anyway. So, every area, I haven't really gotten a chance to explain this, but each of the 4 elemental forests has sort of a specialty, if you will, in terms of items. That they will just be better in that area compared to the rest of the game. So, for example, the Earth Forest is going to give us better money gems when we start going in there, relative to whichever floor it is. So, level 1 of the Earth Forest gives us the Flawed Stones that I think are worth 50 instead of the 25. The Water Forest gives us typically better recovery items. Also, the enemies are fleeing from us already. Wow. We must be seriously scary. Or this thing is just made of damp paper towels. You know what, let's take a heal turn even though we don't need it. Because once you hit level 15, the experience requirements per level to get towards level 20 go up by quite a bit. And there's our basic elemental water spell there, Volus. Well, second form of it, rather. Because, of course, we haven't seen Volley, which is just the E-rank version of that. Oh. We also will not see it in this fight, but we will be able to get an egg of the thing that can use it. So, that's neat. Capped until after a few merges. Yeah, star next. No, it will say level max if the level is maxed out, i.e. when you get to level 20. Although that is a fair enough catch, because the only other time that it shows you the merge OK notification, I believe, is in the status menu. And also, that sort of asterisk marking is very often used in a lot of games for, oh hey, by the way, you're maxed out. I think about Chrono Trigger, and it just asterisks out your stats when they're maxed, which is, I mean, you would know what the stats are, because most of them are 99, except for speed, which is 16 at cap. And yeah, you can see, there's our merge OK notice. And also that our experience to next level is, well, I'd say quite a bit bigger, but Woody over here needs a decent chunk, but that's just because of the timing that we caught this at, really. Well, let's grab our egg here. And we too can have a slightly funky looking octopus creature if we go that way. Only 2 of these in here.
What are you doing? Don't be so picky. Just eat it.
Eh, you've done this before.
Hey, listen, can you hear that? Some strange sound.
What's this? Hey, Cocoon, do something.
Ah, completely invisible gas trap.
What? I'm kind of asleep.
That's a bit of a problem.
I feel kind of good. I'm falling.
Ah, okay, so it's being accomplished with nitrous oxide, I see. Oh no, a dentist is on the run somewhere. Huh?
I can't move. That gas. this? I can't talk. Looking at me. Who?
Phew.
What's with her? She keeps sniffing around. Oh, I'm dizzy again.
Hey, sleepyhead, wake up!
Oh, don't make fun of us like you weren't extremely high off of that gas, too.
Is that you, Nico? Oh, what happened?
Don't give me what happened. Someone set a trap for us around here.
Are you sure it was for us?
Terrible. Who'd do that? Huh? I've got leaves in my mouth. Ugh, it tastes awful. So bitter. Ugh.
Probably ate them while you were asleep. Oh.
Stop making a big fuss. It's herbs. Herbs? Are you okay?
Should probably be
Did you get your feeling back?
round up a little bit. Let's not broach the other subject,
Did you give
because
me these herbs? Wow, you're pretty nice.
Of course not. They were stuffed in my mouth when I woke up.
So who did it?
We'll get there.
That girl? I thought it was a dream.
What are you saying? Huh? Kahoo, are you still sleeping?
No, I
I'm not
saw
sure he's
her.
ever
I
awake,
did.
but
She had a blue face, bright red hair, and wings.
What's with that? Is your head okay? Did that gas do something?
No,
I mean,
I
you
really
might have
saw her.
bonked your head on something
What
pretty
about
hard.
the herbs?
We were saved, so whatever. Come on, stop being silly. Let's go find the orb.
Oh, if it was a regular person, wouldn't they have dragged us somewhere?
Oh my, a sudden dilemma! The ordeal of the orb suddenly overcame Kahoo! Yep, it's a poison gas attack.
That is a very
Actually,
bright
that
gas
clumsy
mask.
Kahoo just stumbled into some strange flower trap. A mysterious girl appears before the eyes of a half-dreaming Kahoo. Is she a friend or is she a foe? Well, as you can see, there's no way on Earth she'd be a foe. So has our heroine finally arrived? Hey, wait! I'm a woman and I'm right here! What's the meaning of this?
Ah, okay. Are we still in the middle of the... Oh. Yeah, they put that part into the cutscene for some reason. That is unusual. Okay. So, wait a second. We only been 2 here? Is there... Okay, yeah, that's dead end. I just got confused earlier because of weird camera angles. That's... Honestly, though, that one's my fault. I turn the camera around in weird ways sometimes. Oh. Incoming frog. I think it likes the one that we've got. Oh. Oh, I think my dog is barking at the television again. Yeah, not a lot going on this floor, I guess. I mean, obviously we had a little bit of plot. I thought there was going to be a little more there, though, because the Wind Forest on floor 1 had 4 ogre vines, I think. Also a note that fleeing enemies will eventually fade out if you let them run away enough. So if you want that very small yet still important amount of experience, you should definitely chase after them. Going here. Oh, you. That'll be the... Oh, is this going to be something else from what I think? No, it's going to be the octopus, because we haven't seen the other thing that we can find around here. The octopus is just named Q. What a name. What a time to be called Q. Right? Well, that was easy. I'll take the free experience. Yeah, so I think... Right, we have 2 of the slimy cocoons to start with, and there are 3 Gnaw and 1 other slimy cocoon on the D rank. Oh, is there a... one of these guys in here too? Huh. Didn't know that. I thought that was a Wind Forest exclusive thing.
Hi, are you a beast hunter? How's it going?
Huh? What's with you? And how are you dressed? You call yourself a beast hunter?
Doesn't the mask get in the way? I'm looking for the orbs. What are you doing?
I'm trying to use a smaller hitbox.
Work. I'm setting traps where the scum are likely to trod. It doesn't matter to me. But don't go stepping around there. You'll get paralyzed.
It was you. Hey, Kahoot, this guy set that trap.
Are those traps for Kalma? What kinds? Strong ones?
I mean, whatever
Come on
gets the
now,
job
Kahoot.
done.
We had a rough time thanks to this guy's traps.
What are you grumbling about? Who's the tiny one? Are you a divine beast, too? Ah, well, you know what? Somewhere in this forest is a huge dragon Kalma. They call it the incarnation of Camule. The incarnation of the dragon god of darkness. Cool?
Cool. It sounds
maybe
really
so.
strong. I want to see it.
Sounds like it'll whoop our asses, that's for sure.
You might have already seen it. It usually takes the form of a human. The story's
Oh,
famous
yeah, that
around
seems to be
here.
what they all do.
Appears as a blue girl. Hey, have you seen her?
Yeah, we may as well put forward a little bit of
Does
information.
she have red hair?
What? Where did you see her?
Back on the previous
In
floor.
the forest before this one. In the ogre vine.
Boy, you sure are lucky. It's amazing you survived meeting her.
That girl's the dragon Kalma you were talking about? Really? Kalma is the enemy, right?
We were unconscious
If
and-
so, that girl surely can't be Kalma. She saved me in the ogre vine, right?
But you know, some guys have seen that one turn into a dragon, got it?
Oh, I get it. I'm sure that girl is a good Kalma.
Whether good or bad, hunting Kalma is our job. Have you forgotten that? If you're a beast hunter worth his salt, you know that, right?
Time for some
Well,
more
yeah,
observation,
but
I guess.
She definitely isn't a Kalma.
Look, the ogre vine's spewing spores. Get yourself going.
Alright, you might want to turn the thing off so that way I don't get blown up. Oh. You left. Well, time to get gassed again, I guess.
Huh? Just now, that weird sound.
I can't believe you. Haven't you learned anything? Are you stupid?
Hey, I couldn't avoid it. Gotta get the key spore, or we can't go forward.
You should definitely blame that guy, though.
You're awful.
Hey, time for another hit of dentist gas. Unfortunately, it literally can't be helped in this case. Should have brought a pillow. Yeah, see, Dr. Gill is onto something here. And to think, we were making fun of him for that. Come on. Oh, there's our item. The breakout. That is our target. Now, as you can see, that is a regular item. We could technically use this for a bit, but jewelry has a random chance to break after each use. So it would be a very bad idea to do that, because we don't know how long it would hold up. Also, I mean, escaping from a fight is not exactly very useful of an endeavor. Like, okay, the fights around here are not exactly hard. This thing has the higher level of the healing spell we're using, so it might pad things out a little bit, but not by enough to be a significant worry. Sure, it just healed back that entire attack, but we have stronger hitters on our party. This is also a good reason why I would not recommend going here first, and that you should train and cut your teeth on another forest for a little bit. The Wind Forest, of course, is probably your best bet just because everything there is so fragile in comparison. But the Earth Forest is not too hard either, I don't think, if I recall correctly. Although it does have the enemies with the fixed damage attacks, which are pretty nasty for that part of the game. Let's hit a heal spot. I don't think we needed that, but it's fine, I'm sure. Oh. Here comes one of these freaky fellas. And unfortunately, we cannot dodge to the side, and somehow that counts as being attacked from behind. So, just a warning, do not ram your ass into somebody because it still counts as getting a back attack. Just a fair warning if you're ever in that situation, I guess. It is not tactically advisable. I mean, I guess unless you're like Bristleback or something, in which case you are obviously very well defended back there. I have made reference to that like twice in the last 4 streams or something. So here we've got an interesting enemy, or rather an enemy with an interesting attack. I also quite like the design. It's kind of a cute little sawfish thing that's got some sort of spines on its chest, I think, if you get a nice look at it. Skill break. These moves will lock enemies out of or rather anything that gets hit by it, I guess. Doesn't have to be an enemy. Anything that gets hit by them will be locked out of using certain status-inflicting abilities. I don't remember what skill break specifically stops. It's probably not blind. But those are very helpful if you're hanging out in the Wind Forest a lot. Alright, so this is probably going to be that fish, right? That should be what we're fighting here. Yeah, Tomakana. Oh, absolutely. It will do good work for you in the arena. And amazingly, we managed to land a blind on a water enemy. That is... Things are coming up Millhouse here, you know? Not quite everything, but enough things, right? That's as much as you can hope for most of the time. A nice, quick fight against a fairly fragile enemy that nevertheless has a very helpful skill that we will probably end up putting to a fair amount of use throughout this playthrough. Or at least its higher level versions. Again, if I remember to not just be like, hey, yeah, let me stock my water with healing.
Oh. Oh, did I surprise you? Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. Was
You
it
again.
you who gave me the bitter herbs? Oh.
It's no use. The girl obviously doesn't understand.
Oh, we just have to...
am Kahu. Understand? I'm Kahu. Looking for the orb. See?
We just have to learn to speak ooh noises.
Looking orb?
Oh,
Hey,
just pick
amazing.
a couple of
She
words.
can talk.
Not Kapu. Kahu. Got it? Kahu. Hey, who are you? You're not common, right?
It's like a...
What Koma?
It's like a parrot that can't hear very well.
They're divine beasts. They turn into people.
Beast? You're not beast.
I thought so. So you're not Kalma. I'm so glad.
Huh?
Maybe she doesn't
Glad?
understand.
You're not beast, glad?
Well, you're getting a little bit of information on this strange
So
situation.
Cure's your name? Cure, where do you come from?
Forest. Cure from forest.
From the forest? Hey, Nico, is there a village in the forest?
Who knows? Never heard of one. I wouldn't be surprised, though.
From forest, everyone gone. Cure won't leave forest.
Want to leave the forest? I get it. You want to leave the forest? But leave the
Just
forest
like a Metal Gear
that,
Solid
and the
protagonist.
beast hunters will catch you. They all think Cure is Kalma.
Don't know how to-
Grant wish. Light deep in forest. Grant wish. Cure same everyone.
A light deep in the forest? Could that be the orb?
Cure's looking for the orb too? So if you find the orb, you can be the same as everyone? I get it. I see. We're sure to find orb. Grant wish, okay?
Come on. What are you doing, Kahoo? You're gonna become Kalma.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Orb? What orb?
The orb is the light deep in the forest, like you said, Cure. I'm looking for that light too. Understand?
Kapu same cure? Kapu not same others?
I am like you, Cure. Look at this. Ta-da!
Huh? Tail? Kapu tail? Kapu not same others.
See? I'm not the same as the others.
I'm
the
actually
same as
part
Cure,
Stegosaurus.
right?
Wait.
Same. Cure. Kapu,
Not quite.
Same.
Well, by now I think that anybody who's keeping up with this can tell the basic pattern of what the plot for each separate forest is that there's always this tension between Kahu getting the orb to cure himself of becoming Kalma and somebody else getting the orb to grant their wish. And yeah, I guess that the plot is a little bit repetitive in that sense, but it's alright. I'm not here to complain about it too much. I've seen worse out of RPGs. Let's go in here. What do we got? Healing item. That might be not very useful in battle, that's for sure, because yeah, we can't use those in battle. What do we got here? Do we need a heal? No, we are very much in good shape. Alright, let's take this. Not a lot of experience, but let's get it anyway. And see, we almost one-shot that thing with that dark hit. We're getting pretty strong. So this boss should not be a concern once we get there. I'm trying to remember what we fight for a boss here.
Oh, how are you doing? You using Ags?
Not as much as
Not
you,
yet.
sir. But do you put Og Divine Beasts on a fire formation?
Oh, of
Absolutely,
course.
they're too
If
slow
you're a
anywhere
man,
else.
The special attacks inflict big damage, even if you lose health points. A man among men, born to attack, live to attack. That is an Og.
Hey, nice! What a gentleman. Let's get a quick look at that item real quick here. That Cognate is once again a that is an item much like the Caltrop we got for boosting bugs, but for Ogs instead. So, what a generous donation. Yeah, there's some pretty solid Earth-type Augs, if I remember correctly. I actually used the Wind one quite a bit. It was definitely a bit of a powerhouse among Wind element beasts. Once you bred off the petrification spell anyway, which is not super useful. I mean, it's okay, but I tend to have very questionable results with it. Ouch. Yeah, so the fact that this enemy is using a C rank skill most of the time is a clue to the fact that we are supposed to be able to find that ability this deep in the forest. And that should be fixed with this patch if I have applied it correctly, which I'm reasonably sure that I did. I sure hope so. I mean, I think some of the dialogue has been fixed. Not completely, but mostly. Yeah, that's one of the ones that is missing due to a glitch. You actually fight the D rank one when you have that already. And ooh, that is interesting looking. Alright, so are we going to be seeing this will be that pufferfish thing, I think? Yes. There we go. This is the fully evolved version of Tomakana, who we saw earlier. And so we can expect some pretty hardy skill break effects to be cropping up here. So I guess we may as well get in the one attack that this wind beast is going to use. Skill hold. Ouch! 64 damage, and we can't use Dark Hit anymore. Ooh, that's a little bit nasty. Nice spellcasting animation there, buddy. For Volus, and I was gonna say, is this gonna be the part where we're gonna start seeing bosses skipping turns, or is that later on? Oh god, you have a healing spell too. Ooh. This might prove a little bit rough because out DPSing that heal spell is not gonna be an easy task. We just have to... Okay, yeah. Sembone is looking around. What a name. And yeah, that was it. Skipping a turn. Alright, cutting it a little close here, but... Oh, what?! Are you shitting me? That sure happened. Oof, I thought I was winning a speed tie here. Or was winning in terms of speed anyway. However, I do have an out. We kept these for a good reason. That was some shit. That... Again, this is why I would really... I honestly should be keeping that dude in the front of the party because speed is a big deal in any of these kind of... Well, in any RPGs, really. Alright, that Jujuba is the same thing as the other... the Cognet and the other thing that we got so far that are... boosts, but for that type. Excuse me one second. Pardon the brief interruption. Yes, you do still get to attack if you use an item in the same turn. That is correct. Did that revive us? Yes. That's not really necessary because we finished this entire zone. But still, it's the principle of the thing or something. fuck. That was... that was not great. I want my experience. Dang it. Oh. Hey, free item. Nice! That almost makes up for it. Allow me to quite strongly emphasize almost, but still... What a nice find. Let's go on down to the lounge. Turn in our quest.
You know, we finished the...
Good job! You're not done! I just finished it, right now. Seriously? You...
We gotta get what's coming.
And we know your voice is,
Thank you. Help.
definitely something. Get that life extract, or 3 points of reputation. What's going on around here in terms of this stuff? Alright, Melzlicker 1, you want 5. I don't think we have that many. Item wanted, Poison Book, I don't really want to do another one of those. Alright, Leaf Egg. We may be able to get that pretty soon. And he will give us an item that I believe casts blind on the enemies. And is a piece of jewelry, which is nice enough, but still... very little is going to soothe that horrible wound to my ego. I'm over it already.
Find something good in the...
Besides, our beasts in the kennel still gain experience. We're going to be hatching that egg and storing the rest of these items. Do you have anything of particular? Ooh, 2,500 for the next backpack upgrade. That's going to take a bit. Let's pick up one of those eggs.
Find something...
Because I didn't get around to doing that last time. I don't think I even had enough money for that, actually, so... That would certainly have an effect in that area.
Save up!
Head to the Room of Life, and...
I can feel the strength of you. Well then, let me tell you how to merge them.
Oh yeah, don't skip over the voice acting
well, as
the
this
first
is
time.
vital for becoming a strong beast hunter.
Indeed, and this is where a lot of our money is going to disappear to. Hooray! Alright, and we got those. Okay, now take level 2 advancement tests. Nice. So let's get a name for this thing. Let's see what the random thing wants to give us. Beefcake. Not for this one. There's a different beast in the same little category that would fit for, but... Preston, there's a name for you. Oh, very nice. Our little buddy starts with MP recovery. Pesky, that's about how it'll feel with that kind of defense. And I think we already have somebody named Culver in this party. Fluffy, it's not. Slugger, sure. That works. Alright, so let's spend a little bit of money and do some merging here. And see if we can't beef anybody up. Alright. So we're doing this a little bit early in theory because we should probably be doing this at level 20. But at the very least, I'd like to at least show this off while I'm still on camera. So we've got 4 options right now for water, which means that we still need to pick up 2 more, but I don't think either of those show up until the second water forest anyway, so that's fine. We are, of course, going to pick this, and we're going to upgrade our heal spell, because that is the major thing that we use with one water beast. And we will get this message. Excellent compatibility. So, the way this works in terms of how many points you get on that evolution meter is, I believe... So we've got this base number here. Oh, there's my mouse cursor showing up. Okay. Again, revealing that I'm doing this with an emulator, but it's a patched version of the game. I'm sure that you have guessed as much. So this base value here, evolution 2 power, so we get 2 to start with. We would lose 1 from that if it was a different element. And then we gain +1 from it being in the same family, i.e. a slimy, as we can just barely see under there. And we would gain another 1 for it being in the same evolutionary line. So this is worth 4 points, I believe, if I remember how this works correctly. Let's see, look at them. Same exact frog, almost. And we can just hatch that right away. I mean, technically it's possible to leave it in your inventory, but that doesn't seem very useful. And you can see for a start, we are back down to the original stage there. And no change in the name. Oh, don't place it over there. Won't be able to do anything. Over here, that's right. So we'll come back to Taro in just a second after we go over to Woody, who is going to get a boost to that dark hit, even though I would very much prefer to have confusion, or even the poison attack would probably be better at this juncture. But on the other hand, this will get us the most points, and we want more evolution stages earlier if possible. Plus, I think that's bonus speed, which is never to be sneezed at. That's like an extra 15 points of speed, I believe. So, yeah. I think that's how much speed up 1 is. And that is indeed what it has. If only I could remember which direction to turn the thing properly. Alright, so now we come up to the issue with Taro, which is why we will probably not be using him as much as some of our other options. So, let's look in here, and you will notice a distinct lack of anything in the same type or the same evolutionary line. That is a big problem. It will take forever to get this guy any evolution points of any real note. And even if we had gone through the fire forest, we wouldn't be getting anything in that regard. So we're going to just get our generic "I hope a strong divine beast will be born" message, and we're going to upgrade this skill. But that said, I'm probably going to end up switching over to, I think we nicknamed him Blaze, that you probably have seen a couple of times hanging out in the storage box there. Just slowly accruing experience while we're out in the field. because he'll be able to get into a position where he can have much better stats much faster. And I mean, evolution is certainly not the be-all end-all. It is correct, but you gain a stat boost when you evolve, as you would expect, so that is quite helpful. And yeah, you can see it's going to be a little bit before we can merge this fella. But that said...
Well then, do you understand now?
Sure do.
Quite a bit of money to merge strong seed beasts, so be frugal.
And we'll get money eventually. Yeah, that is indeed the big thing, is that the stat boost is really, really good. So with that all said and done, I am going to go ahead and save. And yes, we're making a new file on that memory card for the emulator. Oh no, you heard me mention that it's an emulator. And we will round things out. That will be it for today. So I will come back to this next week, next Monday.